I came up with the idea of Harry's beer in my gap year. I was obviously in the pubs quite a lot on my gap year, so I noticed there wasn't any beer directly marketed to women. So I come from quite an entrepreneurial family, so I decided to create a business during my gap year. So that seemed a really good idea for me to pursue that line of creating a beer that was marketed towards women. I find it's definitely in the marketing and the packaging, because all the beers that you see generally on the shelves have very masculine packaging, very masculine kind of eye focuses. But with Harry's beer, the packaging is sophisticated, sleek and chic, and the actual beer taste is marketed towards women as well. We did quite a few testings to test what the female palate liked in terms of beer, and it turned out to be a lighter, pale beer with citrus undertones, which we've now bottled in a female kind of packaged for females. The first place I went was actually to the breweries to brew it, because I needed a partner in order to, because I'm no brewing expert myself, so I needed a partner in order to brew the beer. So the first place I went to is the brewery. They were extremely supportive, and they helped through all the tastings and all the discovering what type of beer we would be making Harry's beer as, and that was the first initial place. But then first place we actually took it to market was the local pubs in Shrewsbury, where they again very supportive, and Camera was also very supportive throughout the whole process, but the first pint was pulled in the Salopian in Shrewsbury. The hardest obstacle to overcome is probably finances, but I probably had quite an easy ride. I found a partner in Shropshire who was willing to partner me in terms of finances in exchange for a percentage of the company, which is how I've actually had to build the company up, through selling off percentage of the company for services such as design and marketing and PR, in order to get partners to help develop the beer. But definitely finances was the hardest obstacle in setting up a business. It took about 3 months in order to find a partner and kind of secure with writing business plans and making sure that there was a good solid business plan in order to base upon the business. My role model for being in business is my mum. She's a very entrepreneurial lady. She currently runs her business in Shropshire, and she's actually my company secretary, so she's been involved heavily with Harry's beer and helping because I knew nothing about business, financials, accounting, everything like that, and she's helped me to understand and learn how to develop and start a business. I consider myself an entrepreneur far before a brewer, although I know the process of brewing and I know how Harry's beer is brewed, made. I am definitely more of the business commercial side of things, to marketing the beer and developing the business. I believe that you have to have a good product in order to have a viable business, but then also a good entrepreneur should be able to turn around and see the good sides of not necessarily a bad product, but a product that isn't up to scratch. Possibly they should be able to pick out the fine points, which the real selling points of the product, and be able to market them sufficiently for the product to be successful. So definitely the entrepreneur. So far the highlight for me in Harry's beer has definitely been when I opened the first bottle, had my first drink of Harry's beer, getting to taste the product from having an idea in the pub with my friends and actually taking it all the way through and making an actual beer. The time span between the idea and the actual reality of it was probably about 18 months for getting all the partners and then eventually doing the tastings and then properly having the label and everything with the beer. It took me about 2 months to realise that I needed to start writing a proper document, a proper business plan. I started out because I'd never really known how you start a business or how you develop a business, so I didn't really understand the need for a business plan in the first instance. When you go out looking for partners to partner you in design or marketing or finance, it's very important for them to be able to see where you're going and how you're going to get there. The piece of advice I would say to any new startup business is write your business plan before you do anything.